Today we're going to talk about a couple of practices for early spring for your Bermudagrass yard. The first one we're going to talk about is scalping. And many people have probably heard of scalping, so we're going to demonstrate what it is and how to properly do it in your home lawn. So if you look here at this Bermudagrass canopy here, you see there's obviously a lot of dormant and dead canopy. And so what we want to do with scalping is remove, say, 40, 50, even up to 60% of this canopy without going down to the bare soil. So what we want to do is just open up this canopy here, remove the dead leaf material so that we can allow sunlight to penetrate through, and it will allow your grass to green up sooner in the spring. And data has shown that if you can do scalping in the early spring, you can green up your lawn about 2 weeks to 3 weeks earlier than without scalping. So what we'd like to do today is Dan Valdez is going to demonstrate to us how to do proper scalping in your lawn. So here you see an example of excessive scalping, and you see this a lot around the neighborhoods. So people, they lower their mower all the way as low as it can go, and they just go out and scalp the yard, and what you have is a lot of bare soil exposed like you see right here. We want to avoid this because when you open up the canopy too much, you expose the bare soil. What you're doing is you're just allowing a place for weeds to germinate, and a lot of times when you do this, yes, your Bermudagrass is still going to green up, but you also allow weeds to encroach, and now you have a weed problem. On the other hand, over here, you see we've removed about 50% of the canopy here. So it's still scalping, we still opened up the canopy. We're allowing sunlight to penetrate through so that the grass can green up, but we haven't gone down to bare soil, so we don't have to worry about weed encroachment. The second thing we'd like to talk about today is thatch removal. So what you see here is I have a couple of cores pulled out of a Bermudagrass lawn. And in this core, at the top area, you can see about the top inch or so, that is actually the thatch layer. So on this sample, you see it right in this area. In this sample, it's kind of broken off. You can see a little bit easier. Thatch is a layer of dead and decaying organic matter that can build up right beneath the soil profile. Excessive thatch layers can prevent water and nutrients moving through the soil profile and can injure the turfgrass. And so what we want to do is maintain a thatch level in a Bermudagrass yard of less than an inch and preferably closer to maybe a ½ inch. So to prevent this layer growing to say 1.5, 2, or even 3 inches, we can do a couple of easy jobs in the early spring to help combat thatch buildup. So one of those things that we can do is core aeration or solid tine aeration. And so we have a Bermudagrass lawn here, and what we're going to demonstrate is how you can use a machine. You can hire a company or rent this machine yourself at a local rental company. You can drive it over your lawn, and what it basically does is poke holes in the lawn. So that when you poke holes, you're going to break up that thatch layer. You're going to allow water and oxygen and nutrients to enter into the soil profile and help break up that thatch layer. And so a couple of different ways to do this is you can get a machine that just has a solid tine, just looks like a spike, and basically that spike punches holes through the ground. Another way to do it is you can get what's called a hollow core aerator. It will actually dig down into the soil, pull out a core that looks like this, and drop it on top of the ground. And so you're actually removing soil out of the profile rather than just poking a hole in it. You may hear other terms like deep tine aerification. And that's similar to what we're going to see here today, except you just have longer spikes that go deeper into the soil to break up through the subsoil. So doing this in the spring can help remove the thatch. It can also help combat if you have compaction areas. So here you see an area in this alleyway where there's been traffic from, this is at a research station here, so there's been traffic from utility vehicles. And you see where the Bermudagrass has been kind of pounded down from the traffic. And so we can use that solid tine or hollow core aeration to help combat compaction also.